Would you like to find out how to cruise at speeds of up to 13 knots? Then follow me. I'm going to introduce you to the XS14. We are just off Ponza Island, between Ponza and Palmarola. In my opinion, the most beautiful islands in the Mediterranean, two real gems. We came here on a nice July day, with winds ranging from 16 to 18 knots, to test the XS14. This is the latest model from the XS shipyard, and it is a performance-oriented catamaran. That is a catamaran conceived to sail fast. The full-fledged cruise catamaran, because it is very comfortable, but has this wonderful feature. It is a fast catamaran. Our tests last 2 days. First, we perform technical tests, and then shoot the video. During the technical tests, we reached 13.5 knots, and I can tell you that it is really exciting, so this is really a fun boat to sail. XS models are close cousins of lagoon boats, although they are very distant from them in terms of product concept. Why close cousins? Because they are part of the same group and are built in the same factories. But what do you need to do to build a fast catamaran? It's simple. You have to turn to the gurus of fast catamarans, such as the Parisian VPLP firm. They design the greatest multi-hulls that sail all oceans in the hunt for great records, and they are also the authors of these hulls, and what they made are really special hulls. A cruise catamaran usually has two hulls that are perfectly symmetrical to each other and symmetrical on both sides. But these two hulls are not. They are not symmetrical on both sides. The inner side has water lines that are different from those of the outer side. Why? Because the water in the tunnel between the two hulls behaves in a completely different way from how it behaves externally. So you need to design different water lines. Under the tunnel we can see, in the aft part, the step that is here at the bow. That is, the widening of the hull above the waterline. In the aft area this disappears because the stern widens to give more lift to the boat. This is why it is a very special design, but we must keep in mind that these are still cruise catamarans, designed for families. In fact, they are very simple to sail. They are easy. You can sail them without any special equipment and have the great advantage of making you feel like on a sailboat. I am a keen sailor, and when I go on cruising catamarans I really appreciate the comfort, because catamarans are very comfortable. But when I start sailing I suffer a little bit, but not here. Then I'll give you more details when I show you the sea test part. Now I would like to talk to our testimonial for today. That is Claudio Gastaldi of Sailing in Italy, the company that imported this boat into Italy. They are XS importers, imported this boat, and added it to their fleet, because they are also a charter company, one of the very few to have a fleet in the marina of Nettuno, south of Rome, 60 kilometers south of Rome, a natural base to reach this paradise. Now let's go talk to Claudio. Hi Claudio.
Hi Maurizio.
A fun boat. I had fun. It's a really fun boat. I already liked the XS11 a lot when we tried it, but I think this one is a little further ahead. As you know, I test many catamarans, many gorgeous and comfortable catamarans, but when I find a fast one that gives me that sailing sensation, it's a whole different ballgame. It's really a different thing. You have now started to import a lot of these boats.
We're starting to see a lot of them in Italy.
So you have a precise idea about the customer for this boat.
The customer for this boat is the owner of a traditional sailing boat who seeks convenience and comfort, but not at the cost of sailing performance. But there is also something new. Catamaran owners who encounter these catamarans during their holidays realize how enjoyable and fast they are. And when their holiday is over, they sell theirs to purchase an XS.
They change from a pure cruiser to a fast cruiser like this one.
That's right.
This catamaran, like all catamarans, has 3 different areas above deck. The forward area, the area above the coach roof, and the cockpit. In the forward area, as you have seen, the XS14 has very long nets, much longer than other catamarans, and this is precisely because it is a performance catamaran. Because of its speed, it may hit the surface of the sea when it gets off the wave. In such cases, the wave must vent upwards, and the purpose of the nets is to let the wave vent without allowing it to hit the hull. It happened to us a couple of times yesterday morning. While we were at top speed, we caught a couple of waves, flew over one of them, and when we landed, the wave came right out of the nets. To serve this purpose well at high speed, they must be very long. Then, as is now very often the case, there is a platform aft of the nets that can be set up as a lounge.
Yes, that whole area there could be a couch. You can purchase cushions with backrests to make a comfortable couch where you can read or relax.
The last area of the boat is here. It is the cockpit, and it is very large for a performance boat.
This cockpit, apart from the orange couch upholstery that we find in all XS models, offers a nice option. It is possible to lower the cockpit table and turn it into a huge bed to be used as a relaxation area, with a large cushion supplied. It has been a great success.
It's very big.
Yes, and very comfortable.
I also like the opening that the cockpit has over the salon. Not a huge opening, but it connects the two areas nicely. And here I see a lovely small couch. This is very convenient. We had already seen something like that on the XS11. Why is it so convenient? Because it opens up all this space to go down onto the bathing platform. And that's where I go when I want to have a swim. So it's a very popular place when I'm at anchor. And the large size of this opening makes it much more convenient to use. Then when you have finished using it, you put it back down. And since this is a catamaran, you can use it while navigation, because you can sail safely while sitting on it. Now that we have seen the seats and the cockpit, there is another feature that I find worthy of attention in this type of boat, which are the steering wheels. In cruising catamarans, the wheelhouse is usually located either on the fly bridge or on the mezzanine. On performance catamarans, fast cruisers like this one, the wheelhouse is always located at the end of the hull. Now you let me take it, right, Claudio?
Sure.
Why is the wheelhouse located at the end of the hull? For two main reasons. 1. From here, I can control my sails perfectly as if I were on board a monohull. It is like sailing on a traditional sailboat. You would stand on your side and sail the boat like this. It's the same thing here. The position is more or less the same. The other reason is that being here, the rudders are here, so rudder wheel control is very easy. I have the chain. The chain attaches to the rudder ropes, which usually are made of steel. But here, as the level is slightly higher, the steel ropes have been replaced with Spectra ropes. But the cables are direct. They run through here and go straight to the rudder. On the other hand, if the wheelhouse is located on the fly bridge, this is not possible because the cables would have to make 1,000 turns to reach the top. So I have to rely on hydraulic steering systems. And it is well known that hydraulic steering systems do not improve responsiveness because they always have the same resistance. So you will never know if the boat is resisting you or not, if it is luffing or not. With this system, on the other hand, you are fully aware of the boat's movements. And from here, I would relate precisely to what we saw during the test. As I said, we perform technical tests the day before we shoot the video, so we can be focused on the boat's behavior, whereas now I'm focused on talking to you. The first thing we saw, which Claudio probably won't like very much, is that the boat is not intuitive. I mean, when you get on it, you don't immediately understand how it works. This is a hull that is 7.80 meters wide by 13.97. It is huge. When it turns, it does not turn as easily as a monohull. When it pulls to one side or the other, it is not easy to feel it. You have to get used to it. So yesterday morning when I took the wheel, I was having a hard time understanding when I was luffing or bearing up. I always had to look at the instrument. Then, as I was sailing, I slowly started to feel the boat. And now while I am talking to you, I can feel it on the rudder, so I can still sail it. So when you go to try it out, don't be surprised if at first you find it a bit tricky. You don't find it very easy to sail, but rest assured that after just 1, maximum 2 days, you will understand how it works and the boat will fit into your hands. You can feel it under your hands through the steering wheel. And when you feel it in your hands, I assure you that you will have a lot of fun, because the boat is fast. And not only that, as I told you, we reached a top speed of 13.5 knots, but that is not the most important thing. The important thing is that yesterday morning, with a wind between 16 and 18 knots, we were constantly doing between 9 and 12.5 knots. We kept that speed for a long time, and that was really exciting. The other exciting thing is that on this boat, when you go from an area with a little less wind to a gust, you feel like you were riding a motorbike, because the boat makes you feel the acceleration. It accelerates a lot, and you really feel the acceleration given by the wind to the boat. It's a proper sailboat, and you are going to have real fun. We also tested it with a code 0. The code 0 should only be used when your speed is below 15 knots, although Claudio and I have overplayed a bit.
We exaggerated a bit, but it was worth it. We had a lot of fun.
We also tried with 19 knots and peaks of 20 knots. That's great, really wonderful. But I mean, it's a bit too much because you risk breaking the sail. So please use the code 0 with a speed up to 15 knots. From 15 knots upwards, use the jib, and the boat will continue to sail like a dream. If you would like to test this catamaran, contact Claudio, give him a call or write to him. In the description of the video you will find his web address, and then go to Nettuno to test the boat. You should do so before thinking about other catamarans. Go test this boat, because this is a fun boat. I should not be so biased, but you know that I really like fast boats. Having said that, Claudio, what are we going to do?
I would enter the roadstead and prepare for the night.
Perfect. The helm is all yours.
Andiamo.
Let's take a look below deck.
Sure. Claudio, before we start talking about these inner spaces, let's tell our friends where we are, because this place is wonderful.
We are in a gorgeous place, Maurizio. It's called Lucia Rossa, and it is on the west side of the island of Ponza.
What you are seeing over there is Palmarola Island, which is 6 miles away from Ponza, and both, as I told you before, are truly wonderful islands, two gorgeous places that you should not miss. And now we come to this space, a space that seems obviously dominated by this large galley.
That's right. This large galley has plenty of space to cook meals. So between the sink, the gas cooker, and the above refrigerator, there is plenty of galley space. Large worktops made of corian, a precious material that makes this galley stylish. In addition to this, all the cabinets located in the upper and lower parts give plenty of space to store food, cookware, and crockery. A really efficient galley.
And there is a sliding cabinet, and I have to say that I particularly like it because it is a surprising cabinet. Now that we have described the galley, we can move on to this other area.
As you can see, the salon area is very bright. Our windows are clear and totally transparent, unlike the shaded ones that are fitted on other catamarans. They allow for maximum visibility, especially for the benefit of the helmsman, who can easily see from his position the entire forward area of the hull, opposite to where he is standing. In addition to that, these windows provide a lot of light below deck. In addition to this gem, we have a sliding chart table. Besides allowing for access to the compartment below, this sliding top also provides a better work area. This is also space optimization. Then there's this folding seat that you can move and place in this area here. And in the salon, we also find a lot of other spaces, cupboards, cabinets that are great for storage.
The folding seat may seem a triviality, but it's not, because it allows me to see 2 more people around the table. So it provides room for everyone to dine around the table, which is a very pleasant thing. That said, I would like to have a look at the cabins below deck.
Let's see the layout. Here we are in the aft cabin of the left hull.
It's lovely. It's large for an aft cabin.
Yes, it's so spacious, voluminous, bright, and even airy, because these 3 portholes provide good ventilation. The hatch above has a chimney effect.
And then that window overlooking the sea, which I find gorgeous.
Exactly, with this cat's eye design that is typical of XS models.
Am I mistaken, or is this cabin as big as the Lagoon 46?
In my opinion, if you give it a thorough look, its volume design makes it even slightly bigger.
You might be right. The 46 doesn't have this big, deep shelf, so maybe it's slightly wider. We have seen that the boat has 2 steps, one on the outer and one on the inner portion of the tunnel, and although in this area the step should be narrower or absent, the stern is wider and provides a lot of space. Here we are in the aft cabin, and here is the head, a rather large head with its completely separate shower stall. Keep in mind that this boat has 4 cabins and 4 heads, and each head has a separate shower stall, right?
Correct.
And in the forward area we find another cabin with a very large double bed, a couch, some cabinets, a wardrobe, and a head with a rather large separate shower stall. This one is the charter version.
This is a charter version with 4 cabins and 4 heads, and with the hulls mirroring each other.
And this is a charter boat from your fleet.
It's a boat from our fleet that's available for charter.
But it's not yours.
No, it's under a charter management program.
Because you offer charter management programs, and I know that they are a bit unusual.
Let's say that our charter management program is not a standard one, so we can customize it according to the owner's needs. A very flexible program that can be tailored for anyone.
A charter management program is a contract with a charter company that allows you to save a lot of money in the purchase of a boat. Today, all or at least most charter companies' fleets are under management programs. There are also big companies whose boats are 100% under management programs. In addition to the charter version, there is also an owner version.
Yes, the difference in the owner version is that one of the hulls is identical to this one, while the other one is totally dedicated to the owner. In the owner's cabin, the forward area hosts a big walk-in closet. It is also possible to transform the walk-in closet into a proper cabin for 2 kids, with 2 V-shaped beds.
Now, I'd say we may go above deck.
Let's go.
I'm following you.
So, Maurizio, did you like this catamaran?
I really liked it. I think it's a really original catamaran. Keep in mind that there are no catamarans like these on the market. You either find series production cruising catamarans that are super comfortable but not so enjoyable under sail, or extremely expensive offshore catamarans that allow you to go anywhere you want but have completely different prices than this one. This boat is the perfect compromise. As you have seen, it's very comfortable but very fun to sail too. A boat that responds to sail adjustments. When I adjust something, the boat responds, and this is basically what sailing is about. It is the pleasure of sailing, so the outcome of this test is completely positive. With this, I think we have seen and analyzed everything that could be seen. Claudio, thank you for your cooperation and for making this gorgeous boat available to us.
Thanks to you. It's always a pleasure to work with SVN.
I thank you too for your attention. If you liked the video, please let us know. Give us your like. I look forward to welcoming you to the next video from iCat SVN Catamarans.